So you've made the transition to Fit LayoutChamp and you're ready to go use your shape library. You'll probably notice there's a button off to the right that says Components and Shapes. If you click on that, Shape Library comes out. What will surprise you is that there are, I'm scrolling slowly through this thing, a blue million shapes in here. And that's because unlike in classic LayoutChamp, they're not filtered down in any way. And so for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you how to use the shapes task pane effectively. So the first thing I'll tell you is that the name is what you're used to calling the thing. And you can drag it out to the side if you need to use more, need to see more. You can see right now, I haven't actually let go of this slider. I grabbed the slider in between the name and the column to the right of it, and I'm dragging it to the side. As soon as I let go, there's more room for these names to show up. So those little dot, dot, dots disappeared. So that's an effective thing to do. Drag the name field out. Second thing to know is I like to have them filtered by the name so that everything that starts with similar letters will be grouped together. You can tell which column it's filtering by if you look for the little arrow. So right now it's filtering on this second column, which is the shape set. I'll talk about that in a minute. If I want it to filter on the name, and I'm using the wrong word here, sort by the name, I'm going to single click on the name field, and you see the little triangle moves beside name now. It's a triangle pointing up, meaning it's an ascending sort, starting with A, going all the way down to Z. If I single clicked again on the name field, the arrow would point down, meaning it's now a descending sort from Z to A. I like mine ascending, so I'll leave it like that. Now, this second field is called the shape set field. In classic LayoutChamp, we would have called that the page, the shape library page. And if I pull this out, you'll see familiar names here. You see the word temporary, you see the word articles, common, SIGs. This should be ringing a bell with you. These are all the things that we use to organize our shapes now. So they're not organized. Everything's in a big bucket. Well, to organize it, you want to right-click on the shape set header. And when you do, you can apply a column filter. This works the same way as applying column filters does in News Access. So I'm going to select column filter, and these are all my choices. I could look at the shapes that are in the articles for the 5-column grid page, the articles that are for the 5-column or the 6-column grid page, articles that are for the 6-column grid, the shapes that are in the common page, shapes that are in the editorial page, SIG page, etc. But unlike in Classic, I can select multiple ones. So if you find yourself in Classic constantly switching between common and SIGs, back and forth, then you'd want to go ahead and check both of these suckers so that it excludes the shapes from all of these other pages, but common and SIGs are right there together for you. So that might be the way you want to do it. Then you click the OK button. I know OK is off to the right of the screen, but just believe me when I say I'm clicking OK. And so now, everything that was not in the SIGs or the Common Shape Library is now missing from this list. If I need to pick up something from the Temporary Shape Library, I would just click on that little filter dude. I said filter, the funnel icon up here, and add temporary to the list, and now I'm also seeing temporary things. Come back here and uncheck temporary, click OK, and now I'm not seeing temporary again. So that works the same way as the filters you've gotten used to using elsewhere in Newscape. So the next thing I'll tell you that I recommend is to group the shapes according to which shape set they're in. So all your common shapes will be listed together, and then there will be a heading, and all of your SIG shapes will be listed together. And the way to do that is to right-click on the header that you want to group by. So in this case, I'm right-clicking on the header for the column called Shape Set. Grouping by this field, I get to choose whether I want to group it in ascending order or descending order. So this is about the things in this column. C comes before S. So if I put it in ascending order, all the common things will be listed before the SIG things. If I choose descending, SIGs will be listed before common. So I'm going to choose ascending. And what I like about grouping the fields is, of course, all the common stuff is together now. but more when you transition from one group to another, there is this bold label that lets you say, hey, changing now. After you've done that, then there should be a good logic to the way your libraries are organized. Most of us don't scroll through to find what we're looking for anyway, but it helps to have them grouped that way so you can see stuff that's nearby. The next thing I'll tell you is that this field up here is your text field where you can filter it down according to the name of the shape you're looking for. And if you're selective in how you use this field, you can really cut it way down. Let me give you an example. If I type the word photo here, there are, easily, 25 shapes there that come up that all have the word photo in them. That's not a very selective word. If instead I type the word cut line, now there's only one shape that has the word cut line in it. And that's the one you want to use most of the time. So get used to typing cut line or even just cut. You don't have to type out the whole word, and it will help you zoom in just to the shape you need. So it may take some experimentation before you find just the right combination of letters that'll get you to what you want. But it has to do with how many shapes all have the string that you entered here. And we have a lot of shapes that have the word photo in them. So that is not a particularly helpful phrase to use. When you finally got it organized the way you want, as I do here, I've got it listing the shapes by name alphabetically, and then I've got them grouped according to the shape set. And so you see the common list from A to Z, and then we start A to Y actually, and then we start the SIGs starting at the beginning from A to Z. Once you've got it organized the way you want to go under the Window menu to My Windows Setup and Save. By doing that, you have asked CCI to remember that that's how you like your shape set organized. All right. Let's review. Make the name field wider by dragging on this little line in between. Set the name sort by clicking on the name field. Just a single left click will move the arrow to the name field. And then in order to start filtering out shape libraries, shape sets that you don't use very much, you want to right click on the shape field. It's actually a shape set field, and apply a column filter. And finally, to group the shape sets, right click on shape set and group by this field, either ascending or descending. After you've done all of those things, go under Window to My Windows Setup and save. Thanks.